the season's gone, Steph, you've had so many games where you've been. It seems like every game Steve said. I mean, it feels like it's been a 5-point game either way, with 5 or 6 minutes to go. How does that wear on you and the team as the year goes along? I mean, even if you are winning, you're winning some of them. It's just like every game is like that, night after night after night.
It is if you let it, but I think you can turn it on its head to convince you that if we do these little things differently, take care of the basketball, don't foul at a high rate, rebound at a high rate. Those are usually the three things that kind of kill us in games. If we can do those, then you can get over the hump and win more of those games, or create a little bit of separation through the meat of the game where you can not have to win the game twice and not have to make some crazy comeback or not go down to the wire every night. So it's one of those like motivators to say we're not that far away, even though our record is what it is. But again, you have to go out and do it.
Was there kind of a hangover from that game the other night where sort of what was wrong at the beginning of the game today? Does that kind of linger? Or?
No, that was, Brooklyn, they've been playing pretty solid as of late, and they played a certain style of defense that tried to take away our, we only had it took 22 threes. I was the only one that made one, but we had 72 points in the paint. So it was just a matter of adjusting to the different style of play. It was ugly on both sides, but it was, I think everybody was, trying to execute and trying to settle into the style of the game, and then thankfully in the second half we made the right adjustments and took control and never looked back.
What kind of growth or improvements are you seeing defensively?
It helps to have Draymond back, but I think overall, I was talking about with Tim, it's like not fouling, being mindful about. We're obviously most of the time undersized, and Draymond's really our true rim protector. So you have to have a 5-man unit that's in unison and having a sense of trust that you're going to give up something, but if everybody's flying around, you can still make it tough on the opponent. We did a pretty solid job of that tonight, besides Royce O'Neal going crazy in the fourth, but it was as good of a 48-minute performance that we've had in a while.
Steve said that he thinks you guys are starting to build some momentum. Now that you have Draymond back, he sort of can see you making strides. You just mentioned how you're sort of seeing that a little bit, and that you looked at the Atlanta game as a chance to have real momentum if you'd won that game. Do you sense that you are starting to put some things together after the way things have gone, or is it still not quite there yet?
It's been such a tease because you feel it. Like every game's been a Laker game, the Sacramento game, the Atlanta game. You could say, oh, if half of those go our way, our record is whatever,
yeah.
And the vibe is a little different. So it's a tease for sure. But I think I've kind of resorted to literally just saying, how can we win tonight? And I think I've said that earlier in the year. That's literally the only way for us to approach this year, because it's been such a unique year. We've dealt with so much on and off the court, and the revolving door of players that we've had. We've missing so many guys, lineups that nobody thought would be closing lineups coming into the season. It's like you name it, it's happened to us, so we have to just stay in the moment and just try to win one game at a time. I hate saying it. It's sports cliche 101.
Does that apply to Clem in terms of just trying to stay focused on it?
Yeah, it's a challenge for everybody. Yeah, him included, like different circumstances that we've never really experienced before as a group, but we got to be all in it together, because you can, like we see, we can still make something out of this year, and I don't think anybody wants to let go of the rope. Ooh, another cliche. I'm gonna keep going. Let's see how many I can get in. We always love his energy. I haven't got many reps with him just because of the schedule, but I know he's getting close, and it's exciting to know what he brings to our team. So ready to get him back, hopefully, as soon as possible.
confidence is trending up a little bit with Draymond back to you. How do you imagine his return will impact things?
We've consistently been better on that end of the floor with our defensive-minded guys that can change the game on that end of the floor. So, and what he does is easy to plug into really any lineup. So, that's been a huge weakness of ours all year, and he can definitely do something about it.
The 65-game rule has kind of caused some controversy around the league. What do you think of it? Do you think it puts players who are kind of like right on the border there of games missed into a position where they might have to play when they're hurt?
I'm under the opinion, I understand why it was implemented. I don't think it was necessarily right for all the awards or for it to be like that black and white kind of blanket over all NBA, because that affects people's money too. Like MVP, you could talk me into that being a part of the definition of what an MVP is, availability. But I think for a lot of guys who've been in positions where you're playing for championships and you're trying to lead your team to that level, the individual accolades that come with that, you're always trying to play. Like, there's always a mindset of get back as soon as possible, not put yourself in jeopardy, but get back as soon as possible, because that's the competitive nature of most guys who are in that bucket. So with new rules, there's always controversy because it's new. So I know Joel's situation is the standard for it this year, but it's a tough. Obviously, nobody wants to see him get hurt or have to push it, but kind of a freak injury too.
Would you have cared about hitting the 65 games mark for whatever reason if that was like the case last year or this year? You would like try to go out there to hit it?
For sure. But that's also too the trust of the medical staff to save you from yourself at times too. It's not just what's up to the player, but I would definitely be pushing. I'm always trying to petition to come back sooner than I probably should.
As a leader on the team, how do you kind of approach this week with the trade deadline looming on Thursday and just kind of the uncertainty league-wide that comes with that?
You don't really do anything, to be honest. Like, we as players, you hope, you try to win, you're already having to do so much to prepare yourself for games, so it kind of distracts you from all the noise anyway. Nothing really changes, especially like I said, leading up to that, every year it's the same conversation. Whether you're the number one seed team, like, can you do some things around the fringe of the roster to make it better? If you're a middling team, it's like, are there moves that can make you better? How aggressive you want to be? And all the way up and down the roster, the standings. So wherever you sit, there's always going to be conversations. You learn how to kind of block it out.
Steph, you've been very complimentary in the past about Caitlin Clark. She's on the verge of breaking the scoring record. I mean, do you see any comparisons in the way she shoots to your people compared to the way you two shoot? Do you see anything?
I saw somebody break down the release time, which is pretty much identical to mine. And then her just confidence. You can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer. It's crazy though, just because her shot it's like that. It's at that level. If you really watch, like, her floor game is as impressive. So it's kind of the total package. And her be on the fringe of breaking that record, and the amount of attention that she has gained over the course of these last couple of years. Every building she goes into, there's a different energy. Like, it's great for her, great for women's basketball.
Have you reached out to her at all, or?
I have, but I'm always supporting and rooting on the next greatest talent, be a resource if ever needed.
his game to you, that clip?
He did what?
He said that he's the Steph Curry of football, I think, or something like that. Patrick Mahomes.
I didn't see the clip, so I don't know what to say about it.
How do you feel to be back out there?
It's good. Just trying to get my body back under, feel normal as possible so I can, get back to what I do.
What was the most challenging part of just kind of the recovery and having to sit out the last few weeks?
It's just watching, really. Mentally, just, I can't do nothing, so just watching, and I just want to be out there. So just going through rehab after another one, back-to-back rehab. So it's just challenging me mentally, but I feel good.
Do you have any idea of when you'll be able to play? Is there any chance tomorrow? Or
Deep down, I wish, but I don't think so. So hopefully we'll just take it day by day and continue to, progress and get better.
What have you observed just in your time out in terms of the way the defense has evolved and how you can, fit into how things are looking right now?
I always got to be aggressive, be more aggressive, just be locked in, know what we're doing and just hit first. A lot of teams are hitting us first, and we just got to come out and just hit first and be aggressive.
Gary, you had a pretty interesting experience at the trade deadline last year, coming back and physical and stuff like that. What is this time of year like for players? A little bit of uncertainty, but then also just everything that kind of comes after a trade is made or the anticipation of it?
It's just, a lot of stuff happens quickly, and, you can get a call or text or whatever, and you can be going somewhere in the next couple of hours. So for guys like in my position, just be ready, stay ready, be ready, and just go out there and wherever you're at or whatever happens, just you got to move. So it's kind of like G League, you go one team to another, so you never really know, but, you just stay locked in and ready to do what you got to do. Thanks, guys.